Court is now in session. All right, so we have a criminal question. All right, y'all. They wrote me and they said, how long does it take to get a restriction for a breathalyzer taken off of your car? I drive for my boss. He's disabled, but I use his car, and he has a breathalyzer on it, and we don't need it anymore because he doesn't even drive. I drive everywhere, and he can't even walk. What do we do to get this breathalyzer taken off of the car? Well, this is what you do. If your boss has gotten in trouble for DWI, and he is disabled and handicapped, if he has that breathalyzer on his car, that means he's on deferred. He may be on a PTD, which is a pretrial diversion, whereby if he behaves for so long, doesn't get in any trouble, the DA will dismiss the claim. Or he could be on probation, where he did get convicted, but the judge just is not making him go to jail. That happens a lot, all three of these things, most of the time, or depending on what the judge says, or the DA, if you're taking their PTD, you may have a breathalyzer. So what you do to go around that is to let the judge know exactly what's going on. And you can have an order done where the breathalyzer can come off, because the breathalyzer cannot come off of that vehicle without a court order. And if you are caught driving a vehicle, or you are caught driving and there's no breathalyzer, and they know you're supposed to have one, which they will, because it's on your driver's license and it's coded, you will be in lots of trouble. So what you need to do is y'all need to go back to court. You need to ask the judge to amend the conditions of the probation, of the bond, of the pretrial diversion, and get the order taking the breathalyzer off. Now, the only way that you can do this is if you promise the court that you will not drive. That means you're going to have to sign what we call a no driving affidavit and swear to that judge in the state of Texas that you will not be on the roads driving. Please don't get caught driving after you sign one of those, because it can get very ugly. But that's what you would need to do. And instead of it being put in your car, they'll give it to you in your hands. Now, I'm going to say this. I know those breathalyzers are not good for vehicles, and I believe that with some sort of engineering expert, you can prove that it does damage the vehicle. That is my thought process. But when you're at the mercy of the court and you want your freedom, you really don't have a choice, than to do what they tell you to do, especially when you're charged with these type of crimes. I will say this: if you get a handheld, you got to blow 3 times a day. In the car, you may have to blow once or twice, because they don't expect you all the time to have to drive everywhere, especially if you're handicapped and older. So, I'm not saying that he probably has an alcohol problem. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if he happened to possibly have an alcohol problem, it'd be easier for him to just blow in the breathalyzer, or for you all to do the car and leave it there, than it would for him to definitely be blowing in a breathalyzer 3 times a day. I'm just being honest. So you gotta pick your poison, boo. Next case. Court stands in recess.
Sitting here behind these walls. Think it's time I made that call. I'm locked up and facing charges. Who gon' fight these cases for me? I called Booker Law Firm. They got the job done. They were right there for me.
For more information, contact the Booker Law Firm at 713-292-2225 or visit the website at bookerlawfirm.com.